This is the Japanese radical Kōtoku Shūsui. He became an anarchist between 1905 and 1906 after he came into contact with anarchism, especially the works of Kropotkin, whilst living in exile in the United States. He had previously been an advocate of electoral politics and state socialism, but came to embrace direct action after realizing this was a more effective means of struggle. In Japan, he had been imprisoned just for publishing a socialist newspaper and a translation of the Communist Manifesto. This led him to look for new solutions. Kōtoku's path to anarchism was the product of both his contact with anarchists in the West and his own experiences in Japanese social movements. This included the Chokudan group in Tokyo, which meant the Group for Direct Action, and organized social assistance and mutual aid programs like a cooperative hospital. The main Japanese social movement Kōtoku was involved in was the peace movement against Japanese imperialism and the Russo-Japanese War. In 1901, Kōtoku made a major contribution to socialist theory when he published a book called Imperialism, Monster of the 20th Century. This book appeared before texts that are better remembered among English speakers today, like those by Hobson and Lenin. The book ends with Kōtoku arguing that the fight against imperialism is the fight for socialism. He writes, "Like the spread of plague, imperialism is truly a horrible disease that infects everything that it touches. Indeed, so-called patriotism is the microbe that causes the disease, while militarism is the means by which the microbe is transmitted. The patriotic microbe today contaminates the government and the opposition and indiscriminately infects the humble and the mighty. An imperialist plague spreads throughout the entire world and is destroying the civilization of the 20th century. The time has come for righteous and honorable men, who are still healthy and uninfected with the illness, to mobilize their numbers and to minister to the sickness of nation by undertaking social reforms. But what are the projects and plans that will bring a remedy to our current crisis? There is only one solution. We must launch a great cleansing of the state and society, or in other words, start a revolutionary movement worldwide in scope. Let us transform the few nations of the present time into a vast number, free the nation from the iron grip of the army and navy, and transfer it to the peasants, workers, and merchants. Reform our societies, where an aristocracy rules autocratically, into one where the common people rule themselves. Change our economy, now monopolized by capitalists, to one in which the workers own all in common. The spirit of justice and humanity will overwhelm narrow chauvinism, scientific socialism will destroy barbaric militarism, and cosmopolitanism and universal fraternity make it possible to uproot and eliminate predatory imperialism." This was basically true in 1901, and I think it remains true today. As always, the sources are in the description.